What is up, Star Wars fans? This is Darth Watson. In this video, we are going to be going over some new details for The Mandalorian and Grogu regarding the opening scene that has just been leaked. And there's been a few reactions. Some saw the first 20 minutes, some saw the first 15 minutes. The article that we're going to be watching, there's a video that we're going to be watching from the owners of this article who went and saw the first 18 minutes of the Mandalorian and Grogu film, and they're giving their reaction. So we're going to get to that. But before we get to that, I do want to give you guys a fair warning, a fair spoiler warning for those of you who are planning to go see the film, and for those of you who don't want any spoilers whatsoever. I'm giving you guys your fair warning to hop off this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. So this is going to get really good because the first 18 minutes of the film has been leaked. The first 20 minutes has been leaked, but there's people that only saw the first 18 minutes, the first 15 minutes, and here's all the articles. So this is what I'm basically understanding, like the first 15 minutes, 18, and then the first 18 again, and then the first 20 minutes. And we do know that the YouTuber Star Wars Explained has already seen the first for the first 20 minutes of the film. So this is coming from CinemaCon, and there's two people that watched the first 18 minutes, and what it's sounding like before I play the video, what it's sounding like is that um based on the articles I've been reading, is that most of the footage that we saw in the trailers is going to be in the first 20 minutes of the Mandalorian and Grogu film, which tells me that the Mandalorian and Grogu has released very little, and there hasn't been much released at all, we're in for a huge surprise for when we go see it in theaters. So only the first 20 minutes has been leaked, and and the majority of the trailer footage shows the first 20 minutes of the Mandalorian and Grogu film. And from what I'm understanding, there is no opening crawl, but and what I'm understanding is that the first 20 minutes going to be most of the stuff we've already seen in the trailers for all the trailer footage that we've seen so far. So most of that's going to be in the first 20 minutes. So let's watch this video, and then I'll give some more of my thoughts on it. Get through these annoying ads.
Hey, it's Geek Tyrant. We're here at CinemaCon 2026. Disney just got done with their panel. We just walked out. Lucasfilm showed up. Jon Favreau was there to be like, hey, I got something to show you for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, why they just released a trailer online that you can watch now, but we got to see the first 16 to 20 minutes of the movie, the whole first part that sets everything up and sends Mando on his journey. So we're going to talk about that because that's what we do.
Now, seeing this footage, the first 10 or 16 to 20 minutes that we saw, made me wish we could have seen the whole series on the big screen.
Obviously, because you're just like, they give it to you. You were watching it on the big screen. We got to see this footage on the big screen, right?
It was meant for it.
And I just wish they would have kept it plain.
No, you don't.
Yeah, why not? They should have just showed us the whole movie. That's not.
Oh, playing. I thought you said plane, and I was like, no.
Plane. Sorry.
The action, the movie starts off with action. Like, there's no, hey, let's softly get into it and remind everybody what's going on. It was like that.
So basically, all of the snow setting stuff that we've seen in the trailers, like there's a lot of that in the trailers. That is the first part of the movie. That is your first 20 minutes right there.
They don't, so that, in the trailers, we weren't given a lot. I'm glad it didn't go in deep into it. It was just the first part, and then it moves on to what his adventure is.
And basically, you're seeing Mando on this mission. He's out there to take down an evil guy who's like,
a remnant of the Empire.
All hail the Empire kind of guy.
Yep.
You know, he's been hired to take this guy down and try and get information from him. So that's exactly what he's doing. It's got the AT-ATs in there.
It's got his own personal walker at one point, just him.
Well, he
and
stole it
Grogu.
from somebody.
Well,
He stole it from somebody.
But it was his eventually. So.
But he goes in there. It's really cool action sequences where he's just kind of like point A to point B. He's like going through these doors, just like blowing away, stormtroopers, getting to where he needs to be. So the whole thing is just action. Him just taking down stormtroopers one at a time, getting to where he needs to be. He ends up in an AT-AT. He ends up like killing a bunch of guys there. He ends up blowing one up. He jumps out, flies out actually, and then he ends up in another one.
Bust that one all up. And then he ends up in the main one with the main guy who tries to escape. As the guy's escaping, they turn around, they see all these bombs that are inside the one that they are in.
And they're all beeping. They're beeping.
Beep, beep.
And the longer they go, they get faster and faster. And Grogu is sitting on his shoulder, just tapping his helmet like, we gotta go or we're gonna blow up. And he's like, hold on a minute. I just need to like shoot him down. I need to lock on.
Okay, so turns out that I misunderstood what the articles were saying. I kind of misread and misinterpreted, but I know I said earlier that the majority of the trailer footage is in the first 20 minutes. I totally misinterpret that. That was actually that was actually the most of the scenes we see in the trailer that is on the planet that looks like the planet Hoth, on the snowy planet of the planet Hoth. And just like I've been reading in my past leaks that we might be returning to Hoth in the Mandalorian and Grogu, and then we get in the first 20 minutes of Din Djarin and Grogu and the AT-ATs and bombing one of the AT-ATs sounds like what I'm hearing. So let's continue on the video.
He's like using the guns on the AT-AT.
Just all calm.
Just very calm about it. Like, I got this, don't worry. And
Grogu just starts
like, get out of here. And then he shoots the thing, takes him down, flies out of the AT-AT as it explodes. And he ends up killing that guy.
Yeah. Didn't get any information.
No information. That's why they hired him, is to get information. But as he told Sigourney Weaver's character later when he meets her, things just got out of hand. It didn't go as planned.
No.
He didn't apologize.
No, he just said they got out of hand. And here you go, pay me. The cool thing about that is that he gets automatically sent on another mission.
But how did they pay him, Bill?
They paid him by giving him
a new Razor Crest.
The new Razor Crest.
Basically, well, it's an old Razor Crest, basically, that's been refurbished.
So Din Djarin pretty much earns the new Razor Crest, which explains why we see the Razor Crest in the Mandalorian and Grogu. So that sounds pretty interesting.
But he knows how to fly that thing.
They found it, like all these, she talked about how they found it in this old collection of ships, and it's been refurbished and remodeled, all original.
Yeah, and he can't say no to that.
Of course not.
He can't say no. So,
but she basically asks him, I need you to go to this planet, and I need you to talk to the Hutts, because they want you to go rescue their nephew,
Rada the Hutt.
Yes,
Jabba's just like son. What I've been saying in my past videos about rescuing Rada the Hutt. Although I don't think that's going to be the entire film plot, and we do know that the bigger plot is going to be the Imperial Remnant.
Jabba's only heir.
And so that's his mission. She sends him on that mission. And so he doesn't say yes to it, but he doesn't say no either, but he gets in the Razor Crest and
flies off.
Oh, and who's with him?
Do you like the Rebels?
Yeah, if you like Star Wars Rebels, Jeb.
Jeb is with him.
Jeb is with him.
He's like his new partner.
Yeah, so they're like together this whole time. So that's going to be
you Rebel
really
fans.
Fun.
Oh,
Like
that's so awesome.
I was stoked to see that. I was not expecting. I thought he'd like have this kind of cameo thing and be in a few scenes, but like at least all in the opening, he's there helping
Mando out.
Mando do everything he needs to do. He's his guy, right? He's his right-hand man almost.
Yeah, and it was the transition from animation to live action. It's seamless. You know exactly who you're looking at.
And he's on the Razor Crest when Mando takes off, so he's going with him on this mission.
Amazing.
Also, I want to point out that there's stop motion animation in this.
Yep.
There's stop motion animation, and I'm just like, this is awesome. Like,
it's
Star Wars
crazy.
is doing stop
motion
again,
animation,
guys.
huh?
So that's really freaking cool. I was
excited.
spit there.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
Jon Favreau made it a point. He said, since we had more time, since we had years to do this,
And a budget.
and a bigger budget, we did it old school. They took it back to A New Hope to do all of the special effects.
So that's exciting. Anyway,
Miniatures and animation.
That's real
stop motion
exciting.
animation.
yeah, it was great.
Makes
Very
me more
excited.
excited to see The
stoked for this.
Mandalorian
It looks like
Grogu.
it's going to be so much fun,
So
a complete
fun.
blast. Anyone that's kind of like
On the fence.
being a Debbie Downer about it,
Yeah.
get out of there. Come on, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun watching a Star Wars
It will
movie. And
be
that's what
fun.
this is going to be.
Yep.
Anyway,
See it on the biggest screen you can.
yep. And I'm Joey with Geek Tyrant,
I'm Billy.
and we'll see you at the movies.
All right, so there was a little bit of a misinterpretation where I said most of the trailer footage is in the first 20 minutes. That wasn't entirely accurate of what I've been saying. I know I've been reading it earlier, and then I totally went off what I read, but kind of misinterpreted a little bit, which is okay. So I ended up correcting myself throughout the video, and after I watched this video and the majority of the Hoth scenes on the planet Hoth, that we saw in the trailer, that's going to be within the first 20 minutes. Din Djarin and Grogu earn a new Razor Crest, which explains the new Razor Crest we saw in the trailers, and also there's gonna be a lot of, like, for special effects. Jon Favreau did it old school and it's going to be, and it's basically the stuff that they did for Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope. It's going to be very interesting going to see the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Do make sure to smash a like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you all later in another video.